Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your co-main event of the evening? Ooh, all right. First, blue corner, Elvin Romero.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are underway now with your co-main event of the evening. Making his way to the cage first is Elvin Romero. Elvin has 6 fights, 4 wins, 1 loss, and a draw. He's representing the MMA Institute. Last time he fought, earned a victory by split decision right towards the end of 2022. I believe it was in October. But right now, in the rankings according to Tapology.com, he's currently ranked the #2 fighter in the state of South Carolina for his weight class. And when we're talking weight classes, he's also in the top, I believe he's the top 8% of all fighters in the Southeast region of the United States. So, I mean, somebody with a lot of talent and a lot of skill coming in today up against Thorn. Romero looks very calm and collected.
And out of the red corner, Thorn.
And here we have Thorn. Thorn also has 6 fights on his MMA record with 4 wins and 2 losses. Representing Death War MMA, local here in Tampa. So the last time we saw him at Vigilant MMA, it's actually been a little while. Last time we saw him was at Combat Quest 17 in his split decision victory over Noah Lopez, who's another very talented MMA fighter. But the last bout he had was actually back in July of 2020. He fought for another brand. He actually fought our current champ and undefeated fighter in Black Clover and Marquez Forest. So
coming out to the Akatsuki theme song. Repping all the MMA fans in the world that love anime.
And that right there is what it's all for, ladies and gentlemen, the 165-pound MMA title. And it is for none other than your co-main event.
You know, I'm a little upset that they didn't have this belt in my Vigilant days. I would have loved to have worn that.
Yeah, I know, coming from you, who's been a previous champion, from Jake Spray over here, who's been a previous champion. You guys are making me feel like I need to get a little more gold in my collection, man. Damn, I mean.
We got the OG belts.
I got the OG belts.
OG
sure.
belts.
Talk about some Vigilant veterans, my boys. And Thorn with an emphatic entrance into the cage. Let's send you up now, ladies and gentlemen, to Wild Bill for the official introductions of our co-main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your co-main event of the evening. This fight will be in the style of MMA in the 165-pound weight class. And it will be a title fight for the inaugural super lightweight belt of MMA here at Vigilant.
Woo, I'm ready for some MMA. Let's go.
Blue corner, the #2 lightweight in South Carolina, training out of the MMA Institute, Virginia, Elvin Romero. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, the #6 welterweight in the U.S. Southeast,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, introductions are out of the way. We have been waiting for some MMA action all night long, and here it goes. Cage doors are being sealed. We got a thumbs up from our official. Romero and Thorn in your co-main event.
First title fight underway. Now guys, MMA gloves are not like these kickboxing gloves. They are much, much smaller, and the shots are much, much harder.
Nice knee there. Nice punch out of the clinch there from Thorn. Got a little bit of a glancing kick there. Nice right hand pushing forward, but with the head movement from Romero.
Thorn's got the underhook. See if he'll work something from here.
Romero does a very good job of utilizing that short frame to not allow his opponent to do a level change on him. That's very experienced clinch work right there.
Romero throwing a 1-2 out of the exchange, but lands nothing. Thorn going for a nice right hand, but Romero staying active.
Romero's got some reach on him too.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a height difference here between the two fighters.
And once again, we have a southpaw and orthodox matchup.
Nice
So we'll see a lot of crosses and a lot of hard
nice right uppercut landed there from Romero in that exchange with some knees coming up now to the center.
He was patient. He was pulling back, and he timed it perfectly.
Nice with the knees. Taking good job of the control of the center right here. It's much easier to fight with your opponent's back to the cage.
Big left hand.
Again with that straight left.
Nice knee there from Romero. A little bit of a change up here. Thorn's applying the pressure on the cage.
Thorn's attempting a single leg.
Let's see if he can get the finish against the cage here.
Got his hands locked. Steps around.
Not able to complete that one. Still
Romero.
keeping the pressure up against the cage.
Working for a body lock here.
We're gonna get a separation.
Romero's doing a good job of utilizing that overhook.
Right.
Ooh, teep to the body by Romero.
Romero shakes his head. He said, no. I didn't feel it.
Again on the single leg attempt by Thorn.
Yep.
Bringing him right back to the cage. Let's see if he does something different with it this time.
Nice standing switch there from Romero. Thorn going for one as well. Circles out. This first round seems a lot like a feeling out process right now.
Romero's talking to him in there. Ooh.
Nice right hand lands.
See how he utilizes that frame to separate that level change? Again with the teep.
Nice right hand.
That lead hook by
And
Romero
is starting to tee off right now on Thorn. Thorn only going for a level change, but that spells the end of the first round. And Thorn looked like he was in trouble there at the end of the first round. If that bell hadn't sounded, it might have been some trouble.
There was a short lead hook after that frame separation that kind of buzzed him.
Right, and I think that's the replay we just saw right there. That was the big, actually, the right-hand uppercut that we were talking about that happened earlier in the fight. So right now we see two different approaches where we have Romero standing, no stool in the corner, and that's sometimes the choice of the coaches. They feel like it gives a different kind of mental advantage. You're staying standing, you're not letting your legs rest, don't let it build up so much.
So when I'm coaching fighters, I like to talk about how we all have ADD, right? And anyone that has ADD, they forget things and they get confused when they leave one setting. For some fighters, when they sit down, it's almost like they tune themselves off to that acclimated environment of I'm fighting, right? And they have to get right back into it. For some people that have really, really good cardio, especially in these shorter rounds, sometimes they prefer not to sit. It keeps them engaged. It keeps them in that moment.
Right.
Let's see if Thorn has recovered a little bit. He looks pretty sturdy on his feet.
Yeah, it definitely looks pretty sturdy on his feet. And, I mean, now he knows what he's going up against with Romero. And with the height difference, that counter left-handed from Romero is dangerous. I mean, Thorn, unfortunately, with the physical difference, Thorn has to eat some to kind of be able to even get in position.
He's got double unders right now. Oh, and he gives him up.
Nice knee to the body from Romero.
Back on the single leg attempt here, working the inside of the leg with his knees. So far, he's been unsuccessful with catching the single leg and finishing it, but he's attempting it again. And here he goes, his first takedown off the single leg. Let's see what he does with it now.
Trying to control the legs, but
Romero's hard to hold down. Right back, utilizes the cage very intelligently to get back to his feet. And there's the separation.
Good defense from Romero.
Good head movement.
He likes that teep right up to the body.
Right.
He does, he does.
Romero almost lands the head kick there. Sorry, Thorn almost lands the head kick.
Romero with a nice cross, and Thorn is looking at him saying, nah, that wasn't enough.
Another teep to the
another
body.
quick teep.
Nice left hand. That left hand from Romero, when he just winds it up and throws it.
What he's doing is very smart. Romero is utilizing a lead frame. Anytime you're posting on that lead frame, you can feel any kind of shoulder rotation or shoulder give from your opponent, and he releases the cross. It's very smart. It's a very good countermeasure. You see it a lot from the likes of other southpaws like Conor McGregor, for example.
Right.
Loves to use that lead frame and throw those counter crosses off. Right.
Especially if you're a longer fighter.
Especially from a long fighter. Again to that cross.
Both fighters landing in that exchange. Another nice teep kick there.
Ooh.
Nice left hand. That left hand from him is dangerous. And Thorn going for that single leg again. Let's see if he's able to make anything of it. But Romero's just doing a good job of staying up against the cage. Looks like we got some blood, I think, from the nose of Thorn.
He knows he needs this takedown right
Oh,
now.
will he get this takedown? He does.
Got it. Ends up in half guard.
And Thorn's nose may be broken.
He's not winning the standing battle right now. He's got to keep it on the ground and got to do some damage here.
Now, and I think, I'm pretty sure this is what Romero's team was kind of aware of, that Romero was going to have the advantage standing, because there's been a really...
There's the end of the second round.
There's been a very, very inherent sense of urgency to stay off the ground from Romero. We've seen, like you said, he's using that frame to keep away from all of these takedown attempts, and he's done a really good job majority of the time. So I'm kind of curious to see if Thorn's actually able to fully complete a takedown and actually able to do something with it. But, I mean, he got that takedown a little bit too late right at the end of the round and wasn't able to work much with it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this third and final round is going to bring.
If I were in Thorn's corner right now, I would be telling him, look, we need to utilize feints, fakes. We can't walk on a straight line.
Right.
Again, like I mentioned before several times, when you fight someone in the opposite stance, both of your strong weapons are always loaded. The counter straight and the round kick are always loaded. You can't simply make a beeline because it's a head-on collision. You got to create something to draw out Romero, look for your level change, look for your takedown.
It looks like they're just double checking on Thorn, making sure his nose is not broken. There was a lot of blood there at the end of the second round coming from Thorn, so I want to make sure his health is definitely a priority. And here we go, third and final round for the title in your co-main event of the evening. Thorn versus Elvin Romero. Romero's in the green shorts, Thorn in the black shorts.
Yeah, there was a corner adjustment. He's making a conscious decision to circle outside the lead leg.
Right.
Definitely.
And I mean, Romero just so good on his takedown defense again. Thorn trying to make something of nothing here. Holding onto that leg for dear life. Looks like we might end up in the splash zone here, boys. Be careful.
That's
gonna
why I
move my
wore
chicken
black
tenders.
today. You don't want that blood to get in your ketchup.
I don't know if I'm dipping my French fry in ketchup or blood.
Nice deep kick there from Romero again. Thorn trying for a desperation Superman punch. Nice right hand, one to the body.
There it is. Thorn enters the clinch.
Thorn's looking worn down right now.
He's got his head to the outside. He's not going to finish it.
Nice left hand. That left hand has just been working for Romero in this fight so far. I mean,
Another teep to the body.
nice right hand there, land from Thorn.
Romero's got great
Nice right
feints.
hand, knocks out the mouthpiece of Romero. Oh, sorry, that was Thorn's mouthpiece. Uppercut.
These
narrow
boys are
misses.
swinging and banging. You got to be thinking if you're Thorn right now, you know you're down. You know you're down on points in 2 rounds. You got to finish this fight.
Nice head kick come there from Romero. And Romero using that to advance forward. Big body shot again. And Thorn is just covered in his own blood right now.
Romero's very fluid with all of his strikes, that punches through the kicks. Just rolls that one right off his shoulder.
Nice hand catches Romero, but Romero wears it well.
And that's the fight.
Wow. And I mean, what a battle. I really don't know how Thorn's still standing. I mean, a lot of those strikes, especially after seeing your own blood, would make a lot of fighters either quit or had been
That
dropped
man's
a long
hard as
time
nails.
before, man. He's got that dog in him. as
He's
someone
got that
said.
dog in him. And Billy Q, by the way, is in the building, okay? So the most recent user of the quote, "I got that dog in me," UFC fighter Billy Q. I'm proud to be his coach. I'm proud to be his fighter and teammate. He's my coach. He's been coaching me for years. He's in the building. He will be coaching the main event next. So you will see that dog in the cage at some point.
Absolutely. And I mean, what a fight for our co-main event as we're looking to crown our inaugural 165-pound champion here in Vigilant MMA.
Impressive showing by Romero. He definitely showed that he's worthy of the ranking that he has.
Absolutely.
Showed a lot of fight IQ in there. Good
Absolutely.
feints, good level changes, good slips, good frames. Good takedown defense, and he was able to get back up the cage, which is, very impressive. So,
Ladies and gentlemen,
we used to say this in wrestling back in high school wrestling. If you can take a guy down, right, and you can always get up, how do you lose? Well, in this circumstance, if you can't be taken down and you can always get up and you always outline them on the strikes, how are you going to lose?
Right. And here we have the crowning of our new champion.